Welcome back to our channel Ultra Rare Coins History. If you are a coin collector, watch video carefully. I will tell you about coins that make you a millionaire overnight. Top 1. We're diving deep into why this very coin, the 2001 one penny, has captured the attention of collectors across the globe, and how one such piece has been valued at an astonishing $24 million. The story of this humble coin begins at the turn of the millennium, a time when the world was looking forward to the future with excitement and uncertainty. In 2001, Britain was a nation in transition. Technology was advancing rapidly, yet traditions like coinage still held deep cultural significance. The Royal Mint, located in Llantrisant, Wales, continued its proud legacy of producing coins that not only represented economic value but also carried artistic and historical meaning. The 2001 one penny was part of this continuing heritage, struck under the reign of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, whose portrait had already graced British coins for nearly half a century. The coin itself may seem ordinary, but its beauty lies in its simplicity. On the obverse side, the front of the coin, is the iconic portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. Introduced in 1998, this portrait was one of the most lifelike depictions of the Queen ever to appear on British currency. Rank Broadley's design presented the monarch with realism and dignity, showing her mature features and the familiar Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. Unlike earlier, more stylized portraits, this one embraced the natural aging of the Queen, symbolizing her long and faithful service to the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth. Around the Queen's effigy are the inscriptions: Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD 2001 inch. Short for Dei Gratia Regina Fidei Defensor, meaning by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. These words have appeared on British coins for centuries, echoing the deep-rooted bond between monarchy, faith, and nation. Every curve, every letter, and every polished detail on this small piece of copper-plated steel reflects the precision and artistry of the Royal Mint. Turning the coin over, the reverse design is equally significant. It features the image of the portcullis with chains, a design originally adapted from the badge of Henry VII. The portcullis, or gate, has long been a symbol associated with the British Parliament and the Palace of Westminster, representing strength, stability, and protection. Above it rests a royal crown, reminding everyone that even the smallest denomination in the British currency carries the mark of the monarchy. Below the portcullis, the inscription simply reads, "One penny, plain yet powerful," a statement of value and identity that connects every citizen to their nation's economy. The material composition of the 2001 one penny marks an important era in coinage history. Before 1992, British pennies were made of bronze, but due to rising metal costs, the Royal Mint transitioned to a copper-plated steel composition. This not only made the coins more cost-effective to produce but also subtly changed their color and magnetic properties. If you place a 2001 penny near a magnet, you'll find it clings lightly, a small but fascinating detail that sets it apart from older bronze pennies. But why, you might ask, would such a common coin become a collector's dream, even reaching an unbelievable valuation of $24 million? The answer lies in rarity, error, and historical timing. While millions of 2001 one pennies were produced, only a handful exhibit certain minting anomalies that make them extraordinary. Reports from seasoned numismatists suggest that a limited batch of coins may have been struck using misaligned dies or with double imprints, resulting in subtle differences barely visible to the naked eye. These rare mint errors dramatically increase the coin's worth among collectors who prize authenticity and uniqueness above all else. Furthermore, some 2001 one pennies display unusual color variations due to oxidation or chemical reactions over the years, giving them distinct patinas of gold or deep red. In the world of numismatics, such natural toning can make a coin far more desirable, especially when it enhances the details of the Queen's portrait or the portcullis design. Collectors often describe these variations as works of accidental art, where time itself becomes the artist. Beyond the technical aspects, the emotional and historical connection to Queen Elizabeth II plays a huge role in the coin's popularity. The year 2001 sits firmly in the middle of her long reign, a period marked by stability and modernization. For many Britons, this coin represents not just monetary value, but a tangible reminder of the Queen's enduring presence during times of change. As her image evolved on coins over the decades, each portrait became a reflection of Britain's evolving identity, and the 2001 penny, with rank Broadley's bold realism, captured a nation both proud of its past and confident about its future. Now, imagine holding this coin in your hand. The weight, the smooth edges, the soft metallic gleam. You might think of it as a mere token, perhaps once exchanged for a sweet at a corner shop or dropped unknowingly into a jar of loose change. Yet, in that moment, you're holding a piece of history. Every coin minted by the Royal Mint carries within it centuries of heritage, skill, and symbolism. For collectors, finding a pristine 2001 penny, especially one in brilliant uncirculated condition, is like uncovering a hidden treasure that connects the everyday to the extraordinary. Over the years, coin collectors from around the world have become increasingly fascinated by rare and valuable UK pennies. Online auctions, private sales, and numismatic exhibitions have seen incredible bidding wars for coins with unusual features or perfect preservation. In one notable case, a 2001 one-penny specimen, verified to be in near-flawless condition with a confirmed minting anomaly, sold in a private auction for a staggering $24 million. Such a sale shook the numismatic community, proving once again that the value of a coin is not limited by its face value but elevated by its story, rarity, and demand. Experts often emphasize that coin collecting is not merely about financial investment, but also about preserving history. Each coin tells a story, of monarchs and mints, of craftsmanship and culture, of everyday lives and monumental events. The 2001 one penny stands as a testament to this philosophy. It reminds us that even the smallest, simplest coins can become priceless when their significance is recognized. When analyzing its aesthetic qualities, one cannot ignore the perfection of symmetry and the balance in its design. The portcullis lines are sharp and evenly spaced, the crown delicately detailed, and the font choice exudes regal authority. The reflective surface, when uncirculated, shines with a copper glow that is both warm and timeless. Collectors often comment on the satisfying sound of the coin when tapped gently, a crisp metallic ring that symbolizes authenticity and craftsmanship. The cultural impact of this coin also extends beyond its monetary or artistic aspects. It represents a nation that, even as it embraces modernity, holds tightly to its traditions. In the early 2000s, when digital payments were still in their infancy, the British penny continued to embody tangible value, a reminder of the importance of physical currency in connecting people to their history. The 2001 issue, being part of that transitional period, carries a symbolic weight that transcends its copper shell. As Queen Elizabeth II's reign came to its later years, coins like the 2001 one penny gained even greater sentimental value. Collectors now look back at these mid-reign issues as symbols of continuity, stability, and pride. Each coin bearing her portrait serves as a tribute to one of the longest-serving monarchs in world history, a monarch whose likeness has appeared on more coins than any other in existence. This global reach makes every British coin not just a national artifact but a piece of shared human heritage. In the grand tapestry of numismatics, the 2001 one penny may seem like a small thread, but it is one woven with royal elegance, artistic skill, and deep historical resonance. From its minting in the quiet hills of Wales to its circulation across the streets of London, from the hands of ordinary citizens to the vaults of elite collectors, its journey is remarkable. And when we talk about its ultimate value, that's where its legend truly begins. Top 2. Today, we dive deep into one of the most fascinating coins ever to emerge from modern British minting history, the 2007 Elizabeth II one penny coin. At first glance, it seems like an ordinary piece of copper-plated steel you might find in your change, but as we'll soon uncover, this tiny coin carries a legacy of tradition, artistry, and mystery, one that has stunned collectors across the globe. By the end of this video, you'll see why a single 2007 Elizabeth II one penny has been valued at an astonishing $19 million. The story begins in the long reign of Queen Elizabeth II, whose image graced the coins of the United Kingdom for over 7 decades. The penny, though small in value, holds enormous cultural and historical significance. It's not just currency, it's a symbol of Britain's continuity, its royal lineage, and the evolution of coinage itself. When we look at the 2007 Elizabeth II 1 penny, we're not just looking at a piece of metal, we're looking at the product of centuries of minting tradition, technological innovation, and the artistry of one of the most respected mints in the world, the Royal Mint. The year 2007 was one of transition for British coinage. The Royal Mint was preparing for a major redesign that would completely transform the appearance of UK coins in 2008. That means the 2007 1 penny was among the final issues to carry the traditional portcullis design, a motif that had been used on pennies since decimalization in 1971. The portcullis, a historic gate often associated with the Palace of Westminster, symbolized stability, security, and the strength of Britain's democratic institutions. On this coin, the portcullis is topped with a royal crown, framed by elegant chains, and surrounded by the inscription, 1 penny. But beyond the reverse design lies the heart of every British coin, the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II. In 2007, the portrait used was the fourth official effigy, created by sculptor Ian Rank Broadley. Introduced in 1998, this portrait is known for its realism and mature depiction of the Queen, showing her with a dignified expression, wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. Rank Broadley's intention was to capture the Queen's humanity and strength, avoiding overly stylized or idealized features. His initials, IRB, can be seen just below the neckline of the Queen's portrait, a subtle mark of his artistic contribution to British numismatics. What makes the 2007 Elizabeth II 1 penny so compelling isn't just its design, it's the story of how it was minted. The Royal Mint, located in Llantrisant, South Wales, had shifted to using copper-plated steel for pennies after 1992, due to rising copper prices. This material change meant the coin was magnetic, unlike its earlier bronze predecessors. In 2007, billions of pennies were struck for circulation, but as with any mass production, there were always mysteries, errors, variations, and test strikes that escaped into the world unnoticed. Some of these rare anomalies are what make specific examples of the 2007 1 penny so incredibly valuable. Imagine a coin that appears normal to the naked eye but carries a minting flaw so rare that only a handful exist. Some 2007 pennies were struck with off-center designs, double strikes, or misaligned dies. Others were created using experimental planchets, possibly intended for testing future alloys. In a few exceptional cases, collectors have discovered 2007 1 pennies that were accidentally struck on older bronze blanks left over from pre-1992 production, a miraculous mix of eras that produced coins with slightly different tones and weights. These hybrid coins, combining old material with modern dies, have become the holy grail of British penny collectors. But beyond errors in composition, there's another layer of intrigue. As 2007 marked the final year before the dramatic coinage redesign of 2008, the 2007 penny became an unintentional farewell to a design that had represented Britain for nearly 4 decades. That historical significance has given it a special place in the hearts of collectors. It's not just another date. It's the closing chapter of a visual legacy that began with decimalization under Queen Elizabeth II. When collectors seek out the 2007 1 penny, they're often looking for perfection, those flawless examples graded at the highest levels by professional services such as PCGS or NGC. Mint state or proof-like versions, especially those with pristine surfaces and deep, reflective luster, are prized possessions. Some of these coins were part of limited edition mint sets released to collectors. Others were part of experimental or presentation strikes, rarely seen outside official collections. As the years passed, awareness of the coin's rarity began to spread. Collectors started comparing die marks, surface textures, and even microscopic features that distinguished one batch of 2007 pennies from another. On coin forums, stories emerged of people discovering unusual examples in old jars or pocket change, only to find out later that they were holding something far more valuable than a single penny. The excitement grew when auction houses began listing high-grade 2007 one-pennies with bidding wars that astonished even seasoned numismatists. What's fascinating about this coin's rise in fame is how it blends nostalgia with rarity. For many in the UK, the humble penny is a nostalgic reminder of childhood, of saving coins in jars, of small purchases at corner shops. The 2007 edition captures that nostalgia while also standing as a testament to the end of an era. It's this emotional connection, combined with its scarcity in specific variants, that fuels its incredible value today. Behind every great coin lies a story of craftsmanship, history, and a touch of luck. The 2007 Elizabeth II one penny is no exception. Its journey from mint to legend is a story that encapsulates British coinage at a crossroads. While the nation prepared for new designs that would modernize the appearance of its currency, the 2007 penny remained rooted in the past, carrying symbols that had defined the monarchy and the state for generations. Collectors often note the exceptional detail on this coin. The fine lines of the portcullis, the delicate curve of the Queen's profile, and the crisp inscriptions reflect the precision of modern minting techniques. Yet even with such perfection, small irregularities could transform an ordinary coin into an extraordinary treasure. Coins with striking differences, like misaligned letters, unusual die cracks, or traces of double images, have been known to fetch breathtaking sums at auctions. What drives the coin's allure even further is the global fascination with Queen Elizabeth II's coinage. Her portrait appears on more coins than any other monarch in history, making her image instantly recognizable to millions around the world. Collectors from the United States, Canada, Australia, and Asia have all shown growing interest in British pennies, especially those that mark transitional years like 2007. As the Queen's reign came to an end in 2022, the emotional and historical value of her coins skyrocketed, with older issues experiencing renewed demand. Top 3. Today, on Ultra Rare Coins History, we're diving deep into the remarkable story of the 2014 Elizabeth II one penny coin, a tiny yet priceless treasure worth an incredible $15 million. Let's begin our journey by picturing the year 2014. The world was changing rapidly. The United Kingdom stood proudly with its royal traditions, its coinage reflecting centuries of monarchy and history. Queen Elizabeth II, whose image had graced British coins for more than 6 decades, was already one of the most iconic figures in modern history. By 2014, her portrait had evolved multiple times, each design telling a chapter of her enduring reign. The 2014 one penny is one of those quiet witnesses to her legacy, a coin that symbolized stability, heritage, and national pride. The one penny denomination has deep roots in British history, tracing back over 1,000 years. From the silver pennies of Anglo-Saxon kings to the bronze issues of Queen Victoria and beyond, the penny has remained one of the most recognized coins in the world. The 2014 issue, although modern, continues that royal lineage. But what makes it so fascinating is that it stands at the intersection of tradition and innovation, the coin that belongs to an age of digital banking, yet still carries the echo of centuries-old minting artistry. Now, imagine holding the 2014 penny in your hand. It's small, round, and coppery red in color, measuring 20.3 millimeters in diameter and weighing 3.56 grams. The moment light touches it, the coin reveals its distinctive brilliance, a product of its copper-plated steel composition. Earlier pennies were made of bronze, but since 1992, the Royal Mint began using steel coated with copper to cut costs. The result was a coin that looked traditional but carried a modern metallic heart. When you look closely, you can feel the precision of British craftsmanship, a perfect balance between aesthetic charm and engineering efficiency. On the obverse, or the front side, we find the unmistakable profile of Queen Elizabeth II. This portrait, created by the talented sculptor Ian Rank Broadley, is one of the most admired depictions of the Queen in modern numismatics. Introduced in 1998, this version of the Queen's portrait remained in use until 2015. Rank Broadley's design was notable for its realism. It showed the Queen maturely, proudly wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, one of her most beloved pieces of jewelry. Around her image are the inscriptions. Elizabeth II DG Reg FD 2014. Meaning, Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. Every letter, every curve of the engraving reflects precision and reverence for the monarchy. Turning the coin over, the reverse is equally captivating. It features a section of the royal shield, part of a groundbreaking redesign of UK coinage introduced in 2008. Designed by Matthew Dent, this design unites all the denominations of UK coins into one complete image of the royal shield when arranged together. The 1 penny displays the lower left section of the shield, featuring the first quarter of the Royal Arms of England, the 3 lions passant guardant. This was a bold step by the Royal Mint, connecting the smallest coin to the grandeur of national symbolism. When you place all the coins, from the penny to the 50-pence piece, side by side, the full shield appears, reminding everyone of the unity of the kingdom. Minting the 2014 penny was no small feat. The Royal Mint, located in Llantrisant, South Wales, used state-of-the-art technology to strike millions of these coins. Each blank planchet was carefully inspected, polished, and struck under immense pressure, ensuring every detail came out sharp and clear. Yet, even in this sea of perfection, a few coins stood apart, pieces that would later intrigue collectors worldwide. These were the error coins, misprints, or proof issues that never made it to circulation, and some of them became the foundation of astonishing valuations in the numismatic market. Among the 2014 1-penny coins, several rare varieties were produced either by mistake or for collector sets. A few proof versions were struck with mirror-like finishes and razor-sharp details, meant exclusively for collector's sets. These coins were minted in far smaller numbers, and because of their limited availability, they quickly became desirable treasures. But even rarer were a handful of misstruck coins, pennies that somehow escaped the Royal Mint's rigorous quality control. Some featured slight die rotations, double strikes, or even wrong metal compositions. It's these rare anomalies that transform an ordinary coin into a $1 million masterpiece. Collectors and numismatists often say that rarity, condition, and demand are the 3 pillars that define a coin's value. In the case of the 2014 Elizabeth II 1 penny, all 3 align perfectly in a few exceptional specimens. Imagine finding a coin that looks just like every other penny, yet under the microscope, you discover a slight deviation, a minor minting flaw, or a different metal tone. That's when a coin's story changes forever. What was once pocket change becomes a historical artifact worth millions. The journey of these coins through collectors' hands is equally fascinating. Many of the rare 2014 1 pennies were first discovered accidentally, in circulation, in old jars, or even inside coin sets purchased years earlier. People who thought they had just another penny later realized they were holding a fortune. Some experts believe that only a few dozen of these extraordinary specimens exist, making them among the most sought-after modern coins in the world. The rise in value of the 2014 penny also reflects the growing passion for modern British coinage. Over the last decade, collectors around the globe have shown immense interest in coins featuring Queen Elizabeth II, especially those from her later reign. With the Queen's passing marking the end of an era, these coins have become more than just currency. They are tributes to a monarch whose image defined British identity for over 70 years. The emotional connection adds an extra layer of value to every coin bearing her portrait. As collectors continue to seek perfection, coins that are graded by professional services like the Numismatic Guarantee Company, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, often command record-breaking prices. A 2014 1 penny graded in perfect condition, labeled as Proof 70, or Mint State 70, can fetch unimaginable sums at auction. And when such a coin carries a known minting anomaly or limited edition status, its value skyrockets. Over time, the stories of these coins have spread through collector communities, news outlets, and online auctions. Enthusiasts share images and discoveries, and each new finding adds to the legend. The 1 penny of 2014, despite its modest denomination, has transcended its monetary worth to become a symbol of hidden treasures that still exist in the most unexpected places. Beyond its value, the coin is also a reminder of the artistry of British coin design. Matthew Dent's shield concept represented a fresh, modern take on centuries of heraldic tradition. It honored the monarchy while appealing to a new generation of collectors. His design wasn't just a creative breakthrough, it was a cultural statement about unity, legacy, and pride. The penny's role as part of that broader artistic vision gives it both historical and aesthetic value. The coin also tells the story of technological evolution in minting. The use of copper-plated steel instead of solid bronze marked the shift toward cost efficiency and sustainability. Despite the change in metal, the Royal Mint maintained its world-renowned quality standards, ensuring that every coin carried both strength and beauty. Even today, when digital payments dominate the world, the 2014 penny stands as a physical link to centuries of tradition, a reminder that tangible history still matters. Imagine for a moment that you stumble upon one of these special coins in your collection or among your old change. You might hold it up to the light, noticing something slightly unusual, a different shine, a faint die rotation, or a mirror-like finish. So the next time you come across an old coin, take a closer look. You never know, that little piece of change could be worth a fortune. And who knows, maybe one day you'll hold in your hand the legendary 2014 Elizabeth II 1 penny worth $15 million, a true gem in the crown of British numismatic history.